For this final segment of Community Focus presented by the Friends of MCTV, we welcome Captain Brian Goodwill of the Midland Corps of the Salvation Army. Brian, the holiday period is a busy time for the Salvation Army, so tell us what your activities and events are here at year-end.
Sure. Probably most prominently, we're known for our Red Kettle campaign, which is a big fundraiser for us. About 10% of our annual budget comes in during these couple of months. This year, we're hoping to raise about $104,000 throughout that season. But that's just kind of the fundraising aspect of it. The bigger part is what we're actually doing with some of those funds and other funds that we receive year-round. So we have a few different programs. One is our Adopt a Family program, in which families who have come to us and already registered, and we've kind of done a little bit of a vetting process with them, they're eligible to be adopted by sponsors. So different groups, clubs, churches, or even just individuals will adopt a family. They get the information about wish lists for all the children in that family along with the adults. And we look at about a $25 to $50 gift price range per person, and then along with some food and maybe a few household items for each of those families as well. And the sponsors can simply fill out a basic application with us, and then we're able to look and say, okay, they're looking for this size of a family to adopt, and we match them with some of our families, and then they kind of coordinate getting all those gifts together.
And that's a one-time adoption in the holiday period?
Right. So one family is adopted. Once they're adopted, they're not eligible to be adopted again for about 3 or more years or so. Other families that are in need and coming to us, even if they have been adopted previously, they are still eligible to come to us for our Toys for Kids program. So we've got toy collection boxes set up all around the Midland community, and in mid-December, those boxes will come back in, the toys come back in, and then we set up what we call a toy shop in our gym there at the Salvation Army for those families who have already registered. And they come in, they've got set times that they come in, and they get to select gifts for all of their children that they have registered, and there's absolutely no cost to them whatsoever, thanks to the generosity of our community. And then in addition to those programs, we are also helping to coordinate and facilitate the Sharing Cheery program, which for a number of years was operated under the United Way of Midland County. So we've been partnering with them last year and this year. This year we're taking on a little bit more of that responsibility, but still it's very much a community-wide effort. There's more than 40 agencies that participate. Those 40 agencies get various people that they work with signed up and kind of have a little tag that is then made up for gift items that they might like. These are children, adults as well. Those tags are then on trees all around our community, and at this time of year, those gifts are starting to come back in, and then in a few weeks, we'll kind of get those out to the agencies, for the agencies in turn to get them out to those people who have registered for them. So a lot going on.
Well, the Red Kettle campaign, there's some new wrinkles in that campaign this year. Tell us about that.
So there's a couple of new ideas behind the Red Kettle campaign, trying to utilize technology a little bit better this year. One of those is our website that we call registertoring.com, and anybody can go there anytime, and they can search really throughout all of Michigan, but if somebody's looking locally in Midland, they can enter Midland into the search code or the local zip code, and it'll come up with a list of the kettle locations that we have throughout our area, and they can select on a day that they want and find out what times are available, what shift they want to take. And just a few clicks of the mouse, you can register. We get just a little bit of information, like an email address and a phone number, just so we can give a thank you at the end of the season. And you're all set once that happens, and it lets us know, and it goes into our schedule, and that way we've got more volunteers who are able to register without necessarily having to call us and look at what we have and go back and forth and back and forth. Makes it a little more user-friendly for them. And then also at our kettles, you'll see on most of our kettles a little QR code. We've had QR codes before, but this one is a slightly new one. But also, there's a little place where people can bump their smartphones. If they've got an iPhone XS or newer, or certain Samsung phones, they're able to bump there, and it'll take them to a website for a secure donation. And you can select what type of donation, the amount, and it all gets processed through your credit card. And then those funds will come back to the local Salvation Army.
Back to the Adopt a Family program for a minute. You mentioned sponsors. Do you need sponsors still for this season, or are you still taking applications for sponsors?
We are still taking applications for sponsors. Individuals or families or groups that want to sponsor, probably the best way to do that would be to call our office at 496-2787, and we can get that application to you. They can also come into our Waldo Road office during business hours and pick up an application there, and that's at 330 Waldo Avenue.
Now, the Toys for Kids program, you mentioned that too and how it sort of works, but you have a distribution day, and what is that and where is that, and how do folks
Sure.
What's the pre-registration process?
So the registration for the families to receive gifts has already taken place. That happens back in October and start of November. And then the toys are being collected throughout November up to kind of the middle of December. About December 16th, we'll bring all those gifts back into the Salvation Army, and December 18th is the distribution day. Again, those that have already registered will have their times when they come, but if anybody wants to help out and volunteer, we have people that we call elves that kind of go through the gym and help the families kind of know where the different types of gifts are to select for their children.
Well, it's going to be a busy December for the Salvation Army. How can folks help with any of the programs that we've discussed, donating, volunteering, and so on?
So one of the easiest ways is if you have an item to donate, you can bring it into our office at 330 Waldo Avenue. Again, there's toy collection boxes set up all around town. They have a little poster with a little girl hugging a teddy bear. For a little while yet, we'll still have some of our coat collection boxes out as well. Again, registertoring.com is a great way if somebody wants to volunteer with our red kettles, or any other volunteer opportunities that somebody's looking to help with. They can always call our office. Again, 496-2787.
Well, Brian, thank you for joining us and reminding us of the many activities of the Salvation Army during the holiday season. We're glad that you joined us for the December installment of Community Focus. We've learned about some useful, informative, and educational activities that we can all look forward to in Midland in the coming weeks. The Community Focus program is one of the activities of the Friends of MCTV, activities that continually support and promote our local cable access television station. If you'd like to join the Friends of MCTV or learn more about our organization, you can like us on Facebook, email us at friendsofmctv@gmail.com, or call or visit the MCTV studio in the Grace A. Dow Memorial Library. And remember, if your club or nonprofit organization would like to join us at this table in the months to come, you can find our application online at MCTV section of the city website, or you can visit MCTV in person to submit an application. We'd love to have you be a part of Community Focus.